the Lord and to congregate. See, I know the true ID is if we say it is. But let's check the record of the biz. Stepped upon the scene in 1925 in Chicago, all by himself. Less than 4 years multiplied his wealth and economic infrastructure. Gave lawless Asiatics instruction. Taught young Moorish men to preserve their seed, their structure. Prepare the scripture and a prayer custom. Standing reverently upright. A lot of sheiks are uptight and they tightly wound. I'm like a hound. They got the scent of a rabbit. This rabbit disrespect of our God. We can't let one by. And you come in with all that innovation, puffed up with conceit in your demonstration. The feds is black for this execution. Saneter. In my house, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits on the throne. Down his name, my crib. There's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne. And all the demonstrations. In my rest, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne. In my gates, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne. Slow. The counter march of the sour soldiers. The Roman hordes couldn't hold us. Dip the Inquisition hidden in reeds like Moses. The prophet chose us. The holy fire unfroze us. From 33 degrees of a dead plane rose us. Perpendicular, demonstrations gesticular. Standing on my square with that pickaxe hitting ya in the temple till you recognize the temple. Look, killer dead status, all that matters, that's simple. The true Amir, the last street Khalif. Sultan City, Muhammad, the third's ear, Abba's right hand. Look, brother, it's quite clear. The prophet brought the truth to us. I spit like this, I can make the whole roof combust. Who but us? Bring the swingers to the sharpen. Shook his naughty fro, perm straight like Sharpen. They stood idle. New Moors is moving by you. If you hating, then you should be demonstrating out the Bible. Stop hating no more. In my house, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne. In my crib, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne. In my rest, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne. In my gates, there's a picture on the wall. The prophet sits up on his throne.
Work together. purpose. It start getting to work and we have to face the fact that it's power in the tongue. Gotta consolidate our funds before harder times come. My mind is racing and my heart is beating like a drum. The way I carry myself, you wouldn't know I'm from the slums. You wanna know who you are? Pick the one-on-ones. Thanks to Drew Ali, we got the moors to run. See, our future's great. That's why I'm telling my son. Some people minds and shots. That's why they body is dug. We are law and man. Islam isn't the plan. Live on grass or sand. Feds or church band.
War's world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate. War's world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate.
Never, never die. Down no more. They just slow mo. 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 They just slow mo.
See, I be coming at these wars, and it's very simple. Why I be coming at these wars? Because I don't consider these functional wars should recognize them. As it relates to the teachings of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the More Science Temple.
Got some lanes from across the border. You and your daughters, I mean your little followers. You all out of order. I ain't
Let's
taking
go.
nada, nothing from you crooks. Cujo, Tarks, and B, I got them all shook. I wish Cujo would step up to get his rep up and get the hit up from the neck up. You gon' respect us. Our elders once told me, meet the people where they at.
Y'all ready?
And you lower than the worm, so you know you meet the tech. Let's keep it simple more. I'm a temple more. Either you wanna talk knowledge or you wanna go to war. Cujo, I will drag you by your dreads till you beg. Detach your arm, leg, arm, head. Boy, you don't want these problems, I know the live well. The policy enforcers be the same ones you go tell. Now go and call them little names. Get on YouTube, let them little games talk tough like you bout that. And I'ma forget how far I came. I never forgot my aim. I never forgot my ammo. I prayed to Allah, but I still tie my camel. Let's talk about this knowledge that you think you have. Matter of fact, forget it, boy. Don't make me laugh. Down no more. They just slow mo. Down no more.
Y'all ready?
They just
We
slow-mo.
almost ready.
They gon' learn it.
We almost ready.
But they gon' learn it.
Little bit patience.
But
Help
they
me
gon'
share the
learn
link.
it.
How about that?
So now what you gotta say, huh? I broke the rules cause I'm a sheik and a Muslim and I'm
Talking about tools.
Boy, you know the lessons. The tools I took to find and mine are inclined to workshop on your mind. You know about the hammer, make it a part of every part. And I wanna meet a law, so I'm aiming at your heart. You on a 720, I'm on a 12 step. I'm at the pinnacle of wisdom. So miss me with the threats. Mean mugging and cussing, boy, it don't mean nothing. Not going out like Malcolm, I'm going out busting. But I prefer discussion, authentic more science. Taj Tariq, baby, you know we straight lying. Associating scams with the holy divine. But the loss is mine, but I'm just the same blind. And it's about to catch you at any given moment. You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it, huh? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it, huh? You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it?
6 million millions to die, choose one.
Taj Tariq got y'all thinking that he great, he teach law and civics, but never be the case. I never seen him in court, approaching the bench. But people who follow him, they do this nonsense. He teach a right to travel. I never seen him whipping, he pointing the way, but doing something different. And y'all been hustling
and scared to admit it. All they get paid in fiat and call it fictitious. Y'all ridiculous, falling for the pseudo. The right to travel ain't even worth a cujo. All up in Canada, quoting U.S. law. Deaf, dumb, and blind, boy, you just lost. Down no more. They just slow-mo. Down no more. They just slow-mo. See, I be coming at these whores, and it's very simple. Why I be coming at these whores? Because I don't consider these functional wars American models. As it relates to the teachings of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Most High of America.
Boy, can't you see him on it?
Here we go.
Look up. Can't you see him on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see him on it? Deaf, dumb, and blind, boy. You just lost.
Here we go, family. Y'all ready? I'm ready. If y'all ready, I'm ready. You follow me? If you ready, I'm ready. We're going to get this started, family. This going to be a beautiful demonstration. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell y'all something. First of all, let me say I appreciate y'all for joining me on this platform known to you as the Bush World TV platform. And tonight we got a real special guest, family. Yeah, we got a real special guest, family. This brother reminds me. I try. Let me tell you something, family. I'm really trying not to laugh, man, because this brother reminds me. Don't know if it's because most bro article difficult. Is this brother have a respectful dialogue? Peace, my brother. Let's see. Can everybody hear out of both ears? Let me see. Can everybody hear out of both ears? I mean, because the brother say he can only hear in one. And I want to make sure that everybody can hear. But I don't see why, because you should be able to hear in both. That might be on your end. Fenty Bay, can you hear clear? Fenty Bay. Everybody can hear clear? Broken Blaze say no. Okay, everybody got two. Okay, we good. Okay, we good. Chosen few you can't hear. Broken Blaze said one ear. I'm trying to figure out why that is. Oh, man, we got to get everybody right. We got to get everybody right. I'm trying to figure out how can I get everybody right. Some people all clear. Be more go-go. Hey, if y'all like go-go music, y'all need to go to Be More Go-Go. You follow me? Be More Go-Go. Let me see if I can. I don't know what I can do. Let me see. Let's try it again. Now, we got to make sure the audio is right. Matter of fact, let me turn my audio up. Let me turn my audio up. Let me see. Let me see if I can hear it. Let me see. I can hear it good. Let me see if I can hear it. Let me see. Yeah, I can hear it good. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. I mean, I got a monitor right here. Hey, listen. Be More Go-Go! Bro, I was listening to Be More Go-Go. I get tired of hearing that crazy, that crazy hip-hop, man. I be getting tired of hearing it, right? And so, this weekend, I think it was Sunday, 95.9 or 96.3. Brother, they went way back. They went way back, Be More Go-Go. They went to the, I was down home country boy, born in the southern land. You know what that Be More Go-Go? When I first came to the city, yeah, I had no kind of plan. Give me some horns. Yeah, boy. Y'all need to go check out Be More Go-Go. Get some culture in your life. Anyway, again, family, this is going to be a serious dialogue coming up here. I'm waiting for my brother to call on in. I might be calling him in a second, but let's see. Yeah, okay. So my brother is probably sharing it right now. He'll be calling in a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we looking good, family. So y'all ready for this? So listen. Many people, listen, I want to explain something.
I have brothers, I have friends, I have people within the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan, as well as I consider my brother, Minister Eric Muhammad, my brother and friend. I don't get into the middle of these things. But what caught my attention, Assalamu alaikum.
Muhammad.
To accept, press 1.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Let's check the sound. Make sure everybody got the sound right. Let me finish saying what I was saying, and then we're going to do a sound check so everybody can hear you clear. I was saying that, my position is, I don't know what I was saying, but let me just bring it full circle. I don't really get into the middle of Nation of Islam business because I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam, yet I'm a member of our collective family. And when I see brothers like Eric Muhammad on the front line, and as I mentioned to him, he reminds me of myself, per se. And I'll explain that a little bit later. But what led me to this story is my brother Issa Mahdi. He always tagged me and stuff, always trying his information with me. But he tagged me in a presentation that the minister, Eric Muhammad, was about to do. I think it was on Sunday. Yes, it was on Sunday, addressing Polight. See, and mind you, I don't call him brother no more. You know what I mean? It's poor light. You know what I mean? Polight. You know what I mean? The light is poor. So he was addressing brother Polight as well as Saneter. And as I said before to everybody else on my channel, man, they couldn't pay me to come on that graveyard of misinformation channel. They couldn't pay me to go on there. Matter of fact, they could give me a donation, and then I will go down there and shut it down. But the point of the matter is, my brother Eric Muhammad was gracious enough to be in New York and to give an interview. And by that interview, in classic Black News 102 fashion, Saneter fashion, he tried to set up for the debate. And when he tried to set up for the debate, he must thought Eric Muhammad was going to back down. But in fact, Eric Muhammad saying, where's the debate? Let's get it. And so when I seen Polight run, I'm like, hold up now. Y'all didn't try to get some points and try to get some views off my brother Eric Muhammad and try to pump fake. So I'm saying, hold up now. I think every legitimate YouTube channel that has an interest in a balanced story or a balanced understanding, when somebody's ready to put their position out, when we want to balance it out, everybody should interview brother Eric Muhammad, because now we got this CNN of our community called Black News 102 and Saneter Studios misappropriating the message and misleading the people, and these guys are running all the way home to the YouTube bank. But with that being said, that's enough of me. Let my guest introduce himself, and I want y'all to be able to hear him. So I'm going to be asking you if you can hear him clear so we can get started. Minister, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So I want, as you introduce yourself, I'm going to be asking our listening audience if they're able to hear you. So, brother, the floor is yours. Introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about yourself on Morse World TV. Islam.
My name is Minister Eric Muhammad, and I am the local representative of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad for the city of Atlanta, Georgia. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a man who is grossly misunderstood and misrepresented. we, the followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, wish that our people in the hills of North America know him for who he really is and what his teaching and program really is. And so we've been here in Atlanta for over a decade on the corner of Dill Avenue and Metropolitan Parkway, blasting away with the true message of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the real Nation of Islam.
You well. So bro, let's get started. Bro, when you say the real Nation of Islam, exactly what are you saying when you say that? Because the public would I mean I don't know if the public if is that uninformed, but the public would think that the Minister Louis Farrakhan, who leads a flock of people known as the Nation of Islam, would be the original or the authentic or real Nation of Islam. What do you mean by when you say the real Nation of Islam?
Let's be clear. The real Nation of Islam is what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad established as the Nation of Islam. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can come along. I don't give a damn how many millions they can call to Washington and have millions show up. I don't give a damn how many people they can pack in a coliseum or stadium or any other venue for that matter. I don't give a damn how well they can speak or how popular they are in the minds and the hearts of black people. Nobody has the right to come along and make changes to the doctrine or practice that was established by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And so if the public, to whatever degree, and it is a much, much less degree than it has ever been, but if the public desires to be in love with Louis Farrakhan, I don't give a damn what the public decides to be in love with. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you nothing. I'm telling you that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the boss, and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad still is the boss of the Nation of Islam. And nobody has the right to come and change anything about the Nation of Islam and still call it the Nation of Islam.
So when do you suspect that? Because my first segment is the Elijah's Nation of Islam and NOI as we see it today, whether it be our brother Silas, our brother Farrakhan, or yourself. When do you think that the shift happened where it differentiates from what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught into what you're seeing today?
Sir, in 1975, at the Savior's Day Convention in Chicago, February the 26th, it was announced that Messenger Elijah Muhammad had died and that his son, Wallace B. Muhammad, would henceforth be the of the Nation of Islam. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's son, Wallace B. Muhammad, was never with his father. Even when he pretended to be with his father, he was never truly with his father. And so the moment that he was able to take the reins of the Nation of Islam, he began to change the Nation of Islam into something more orthodox in terms of its belief system and practice. And when I say orthodox, I'm talking about old world Islam. The messenger's son, Wallace B. Muhammad, destroyed the movement that his father spent over 40 years building. And he turned the Nation of Islam's following into a bunch of Sunni Orthodox Muslims. And when he did so, you saw the black power of the Nation of Islam decline tremendously, and you saw that movement become grossly ineffective at addressing the problems that plague black people. Many of us do not want to recognize because we are pathetic personality whores. We don't want to recognize the role that Louis Farrakhan played in the destruction of the Nation of Islam. So I'm telling you, if you're a follower of Louis Farrakhan, don't come to me with that damn foolishness about Louis Farrakhan rebuilding the Nation of Islam. If it wasn't for Louis Farrakhan, it wouldn't have needed to be rebuilt in the first place. Like I say all the time, and I got it from Malcolm, through Louis Farrakhan. If a man sticks a 6-inch knife in your back and then pulls it out 3 inches, that's not progress, nor has that man done you a favor. If you destroy a nation of, at the very, 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 very least, 1/2 million people, and then when the new leader of the movement does not do you right, destroys your position, and you look around and you broke and you ain't in the limelight no more.
So
Then you decide that you're going to go back to the original teaching and you build an organization that has some of what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches, but not all, and does some of what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad practiced, but not all. And this movement you build is less than 10% the size of the original movement. Don't tell me that you have rebuilt the Nation of Islam. If you bring down a 50-story building and then you rebuild that building up to the 5th floor or the 4th floor, less than 10%, you build it up to the 4th floor. How in the hell have you rebuilt a 50-story building with only 4 stories of the original 50? They rebuilt nothing. And you the one tore it down in the first place. Yes, sir.
So what do you have to say about when people say, well, Farrakhan is very influential. He's met with dignitaries, he's met with presidents, he's met with foreign dignitaries, foreign presidents, and leaders of other countries, and they say, well, maybe that's just Farrakhan's style of doing things. A little Farrakhan style, and maybe it may not appeal to everybody, but that's his style. I'm just advocating that. You know how our people, we say, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe that this is just how Farrakhan is doing it to get the ends justify the means, in other words.
My answer to that is this. The liberation of the black nation in the hells of North America has nothing to do with anybody's style. Where in God's name, I know where, is hip-hop? The utter and complete stupidity, the mind-destroying stupidity of hip-hop. That's where that term style, when it comes to an individual, that's where it comes from insofar as how we use it. What in the hell does the liberation of black people have to do with style? Style ain't got nothing to do with it. What the liberation of black people has to do with is principle, value. That's it. Ain't nobody's style got nothing to do with it. You don't come and make the changes that Farrakhan has made because that's your style. When we say maybe that's his style and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, what we're saying is that he represents a personality that we are pathetic whores in worshiping, and so we're going to attribute what he does to his style. When did anybody's style ever matter before? Could you imagine in ancient Egypt a pharaoh, not leading the people properly. Could you imagine in the empire of the Moors, a leader not leading the people properly, and some idiot talking about maybe that's his style? Nobody talked like that in history. Nobody ever talked about a person's style of being a leader and a freedom fighter until hip-hop became prominent among us, and that term and concept, style, got stamped in our heads.
Right.
So that's my answer to that. What are you talking about, style? What's that got to do with freedom and liberation?
Indeed, indeed. So my brother minister, what exactly changes are you referring to as we talk about the changes that you say that the minister Farrakhan has implemented? What exactly changes are you referring to?
All right. Excellent question. To which I would ask a question that's only rhetorical and then answer it. I would ask the rhetorical question, what is the most basic, the most fundamental, the greatest change that could be made insofar as a religion is concerned? And I'll give you the answer. The God of that religion. That's the most basic, foundational change that can be made. Once you change the God, you have changed the race on the God. Louis Farrakhan's God is not the same God as Elijah Muhammad's God. Therefore, Louis Farrakhan's movement is not the same movement as Elijah Muhammad's movement. So if you look at a group of believers that are sticking strict to the teaching and program of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and on the news, you don't see us on television and in newspapers and magazines, and you don't see us having meetings of thousands and thousands and thousands of people going on world tours and meeting with foreign dignitaries. You want to make a judgment that we are not the movement of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Meanwhile, black at the ranch, the God of Elijah is the God of our movement. But the God of Louis Farrakhan's movement is an entirely different God, and because of his personality, you want to still call that the Nation of Islam. When has the Nation of Islam ever had a different God? The God of the Nation of Islam is Master Farad Muhammad. That's who the God of the Nation of Islam is. That's who the God of the Nation of Islam was, and that's who the God will be. So Master Farad Muhammad absolutely is not, and we have too many statements on record from Farrakhan followers to prove it. Master Farad Muhammad absolutely is not the God of Louis Farrakhan's so-called Nation of Islam.
Well, who exactly is the God of Minister Louis Farrakhan in the Nation of Islam in which he teaches under? Because that's a new one to me, brother. That was kind of new to me, so I'm really asking the question for those who are not in the know. That's the first time that I heard that, because I've always heard him give honor to Master Farad Muhammad, give honor to Elijah Muhammad. So maybe you can help us understand a little bit better who exactly is the God of Minister Farrakhan in this day and hour.
Louis Farrakhan's God in this day and hour is anything that they choose, including himself, anything they choose to tell you is their God at any given time. If you press the followers of Minister Farrakhan, if you press Minister Farrakhan himself, at times he will say Master Farad Muhammad. But other times he will say it's not Master Farad Muhammad. his official God is a spook and a spirit, a mystery God that cannot be seen. Whereas Messenger Elijah Muhammad, teaches us that every God has been meat, bones, and blood, that God is a man. God has always been a man. God will always be a flesh and blood live man. But Minister Louis Farrakhan, in his official course of study, teaches that there is some force, some entity that is other than man that somehow inhabited Master Farad Muhammad, the man. And so Master Farad Muhammad, the man, is not God, but what came in Master Farad Muhammad, the man. That obviously is not man, because a man don't come in the person of another man. So Louis Farrakhan's God is not flesh, is not bones, is not blood. We have Louis Farrakhan on record saying that we would be foolish to worship human beings. But the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in Message to the Black Man, and in other words, that our God is a flesh and blood human being.
So brother,
And so,
no, you
yes,
good.
sir.
Finish. You can finish, brother. You can finish.
I was only going to say that Farrakhan's God is today no longer the specific and individual man, Master Farad Muhammad, but the Most Honorable Muhammad's God, from start to finish, was none other than Master Farad Muhammad.
So what do you say to all the good people that have been under the tutelage and under the leadership of Minister Louis Farrakhan? Like, I have friends of mine, like good brother Troy X, do wonderful work in the community, have been doing it for a long time. You got I like my brother Ben X. I like what he does. Rizza Islam, and I'm not saying that you have to like these guys. I'm just saying that these are influential and they're doing a lot of good work in the community to uplift our people. How do you draw the line between those who are doing the work but they still subscribe to the minister, which you don't actually totally agree with the minister? Do you throw the baby out with the bathwater?
I don't see Ben X nor Rizza Islam. I don't know Brother Troy, but I absolutely do not see Brother Ben X, nor do I see Rizza Islam, or very many others there as babies. They are the bathwater. I don't understand why they would be considered anything other than the bathwater. The baby is the doctrine and the program of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The bathwater is the Negroes, the niggers, and the colored people who, in the name of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, have distorted that message and distorted that program and are following a leader other than the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So the baby is not the people. The baby is the message and the program. That's the baby. And if you are pushing the program and you are teaching the message, properly representing the message, then you become part of the baby, but absolutely not the bathwater. But if you go against the message and you go against the program, then you have now become the bathwater because you separated yourself from the baby.
Right. What I'm saying is I don't want to make this about them and make like like they were talking. I'm just giving an example with people that I know, and I'm just saying, with all the good work that some brothers are doing under that leadership, do we disregard that? I mean, how do we approach it from your perspective? How do we approach that? You know,
How can the righteous do good work under the leadership of the wicked? I don't understand that.
bro,
How do the righteous do good work under the leadership of the wicked? How can you follow the leadership of the wicked and do righteous work? That makes no sense, and it's not possible to be done. You cannot serve two masters, for you must love one and hate the other, or you must serve one and shun the other. You can't serve God and the devil. And so if the leadership you following is not right, then how are you doing good works under bad leadership? That's just, it doesn't happen, brother. It doesn't happen.
Let me say that this is a brother. I'm brother. Let me tell you something. I can appreciate your answers. They straightforward. They're uncut. And anybody that knows or that have watched this channel, they know that I'm a straight shooter. You know, I'll shoot from the hip. You know, and so I can definitely appreciate that. But my final question on this segment right here. So, would you ever consider having a sit-down dialogue to see how you and those members or even the minister himself will be able to bridge the gap and come together and make it happen the way that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad made it happen? Or do you think that it's too far gone from your perspective?
First, let me answer your question in a straightforward manner. I absolutely would consider it. However, it would do absolutely no good, and it's not something that I even desire to do. Minister Farrakhan invited me in the year 2015 to come and to attend his Savior's Day gathering. He invited me to his home, quote unquote. I say his home, quote unquote, because that's not his home. That's the messenger's home. But he invited me to his home, quote unquote, to have a private meeting with him. I was also to have dinner with him. I was also, as I said earlier, to be his guest at Savior's Day. He offered to pay all of the expenses and came through as he offered. On the day that we were supposed to meet, I was sitting in the driveway of the messenger's house ready to go in. And I was told by one of his security that due to the death of Saneter, they call her Muhammad, but the messenger called her Dinar, that due to her death, that the meeting was canceled and would be rescheduled for the next morning at the same time. So at the last minute, without any notification, the meeting was postponed. I shouldn't have said canceled. The meeting was postponed. Problem with that being, brother, first of all, you gave me no notice that the meeting was going to be postponed. You gave me no notice. I'm sitting in the driveway ready to come inside. You don't even have us or have myself to come inside for just a moment for you to address me yourself. You sent some security person out there to talk to me while I'm sitting in the car. You should have said, have your brother come in for a minute. I come in, we greet, we cheek to cheek. You explain to me what's going on. I mean, if you know something like this has happened, why in the world would you not at least give me the common courtesy of talking to me yourself, You know that I done came all the way from Atlanta to see you at your request. I didn't ask you for this meeting, and made it crystal clear in public lectures, made it crystal clear that I didn't want to meet you, that I felt that it was unnecessary for us to meet because I couldn't see what would rate, what a face-to-face meeting would do that would warrant us having a face-to-face meeting. I said, if all you want is for the hostilities between us to end, we don't have to meet for that. You can achieve that with a telephone call. We don't have to meet for that. We can talk on the telephone and we can come to some sort of agreement that we will lessen or even end the hostility altogether. But yet, you still want to have this face-to-face meeting. So, in honor of what the Holy Quran teaches and what is the protocol of Islam, being that you were extending your hand to me to come and meet you, I, even though didn't want to, didn't see what could come out of it that would justify having it, I still came. Thank you very much for paying the expenses, but at the same time, you the one who wants the meeting. I didn't request a meeting with you, and I offered to pay my own expenses. And he said no, he wants to do it. So after me doing all of that, taking off work, traveling all the way to Chicago on my own dime, I didn't travel on his plane ticket. I drove. Get all the way up there, and now I'm sitting in the driveway of your home. After somebody goes through all of that, you're going to send somebody outside to tell him, oops, sorry, my bad, we'll do it tomorrow. Instead of telling him, have the brother step inside for a moment. I step in, we shake hands, we cheek, and then you explain the situation to me. I mean, 5 minutes, 5 stupid little minutes. You couldn't do that? Oh, no, you can't do that. Why can't you do that? Because you're the great, wonderful Farrakhan. And you're just such a big, wonderful guy. You ain't got 2, 3, 5 minutes to explain a situation to me where such an explanation and such a common courtesy is demanded by the situation that's in front of you right now. But you're so arrogant. You're such a megalomaniacal jackass. You just gonna send somebody out there to tell me, oops, my bad, I'll holler at you tomorrow. Get the hell out of here. I had an appointment with the leader of the Vice Lords the next day. That was arranged by the Honorable Chief Sunjata Keita Kamara. I wasn't going to cancel that to go see Farrakhan. What was I supposed to tell Minister Rico? Yeah, I know I was supposed to come see you, bro, but, something happened and, I had to holler at you later. I got to go see Farrakhan. Negative. Farrakhan is a big star to some of you. He ain't nothing to me.
So somebody in the chat asks, has it become personal with you and Farrakhan beyond the teachings? And I'm just adding to beyond the teachings of being expressed by the minister Louis Farrakhan. Is it personal? Or
my answer to that, go ahead. No, take your time, brother. I didn't know you weren't finished.
Yeah, is it personal, or is it strictly coming from a place that you feel as though that the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is misappropriated, or has it crossed that and got to the level of now it's personal?
My answer to that is this. If you are an Eric hater, go to hell and take your damn question with you. Because it is, and if you're not, my apologies, I'm going to answer you anyway. Bottom line is this. if you do the simplest, the most basic, and the most fundamental degree of observation, you don't even have to ask a question like that. If you ain't watched me enough, you ain't heard me enough, you ain't followed me enough, what, I wasn't important enough to you? You would know it ain't personal if you was paying a damn attention. You just want it to be personal, so you can push it to the side and discard it. This ain't no damn personal. It's principle. And it's obvious that it's principle to anybody with some eyes. How you like me now?
Indeed. Indeed. So brother, let's move on a little bit, brother. Can you please indulge me? Can you give me some history of Dr. Khalid Muhammad, yourself, and what led, just briefly, what led to his departure from the Nation of Islam? But just give me some. I want to reminisce a little bit with the Dr. Khalid Muhammad at King College and all that. So brother, can you take us for a little journey with Dr. Khalid Muhammad for a second?
You might be aware that I was not a fan of Brother Khalid when I was a member of Louis Farrakhan's movement. I was not a fan for reasons that I have mentioned in lectures before. I'm going to be brief as I can, but you need to know this part of the history as well. The reason that I was not a fan of Brother Khalid is because when I first joined Minister Farrakhan's movement, I joined as a recruit of a brother by the name of Keith Muhammad. He goes as Keith X now, but Keith Muhammad. And he was an outcast in Farrakhan's movement because he was born in and raised in the movement led by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad was all he knew and was all he could teach and practice as a Nation of Islam member. And so since I was his recruit and he was an outcast, I became an outcast. And as such an outcast, as I said on Saneter's show, when I went to the mosque, I'm talking about my first year, and all the way up through the last year I was in that movement. Every day I was a follower of the Minister Louis Farrakhan. I practiced Islam under the constant threat of violence. This is why when y'all say y'all gonna do something to me, you ain't impressing me with that crap. Y'all was threatening to do something to me when I was with you, when I was sending Farrakhan all kinds of money and selling all kinds of final calls. And so eventually, brother, a big fight erupted there in the city of Plainfield, New Jersey. And we almost killed each other. Two different camps in the temple. And Farrakhan sent Khalid and Akbar into the city of Plainfield to do an investigation and to bring him a report. And I didn't like the way Khalid was coming off to Brother Keith. So I had a real bad taste in my mouth the way he was coming off at Brother Keith, because I wasn't one of his fans. And I didn't give a damn who he was. My man was Keith. So if you dealt the way I felt was right with Keith, you was all right with me. And if you didn't, you wasn't. And I didn't give a damn who you were unless you were Farrakhan himself. So that bad taste stayed in my mouth all the way up until I started to work with Brother Khalid in 1996. By then, Brother Keith had experienced all of the evil at the hand of Farrakhan that Khalid was just now beginning to experience. What Farrakhan did to Khalid, he did to Keith first. And as someone who loved Brother Keith and worked with him, I stood by Brother Keith. So what I did with respect to Khalid, that ain't the first time I did it. That's the second time I did it. I did it for years with Minister Keith. And so after doing so, when I saw that they were now doing the same thing to Khaled, that is what motivated me to stand on Brother Khaled's side or by Brother Khaled's side. It wasn't because I was a fan of his. I ain't never been no fan of Brother Khaled. I stood by his side because I believe in principle that what was being done to him was wrong. Now let me say this and make this crystal clear. Once I started working with Khaled, my image of him changed. It's very difficult to have a good perception of a person with a personality like Khaled's, unless you're a personality whore and you're in love with his swag and how many people he got rocking with him and whatever props he got. If you're not a personality whore, it's hard to deal with a personality like that, which is why I understand why people have a problem dealing with mine. But Brother Khaled was the type of man, once you started working with him, all those preconceptions, they just fall away to the wayside. I grew to love and admire him once I started working with him because I could appreciate the principles and the values that he held near and dear. But that relationship only lasted about 6 months.
Okay. So, man, this is a deep history. Let me make a statement real quick. I see we have people in the chat say, man, I'm disappointed with you, Taka Bay, for having this brother on. Listen, family, listen. I don't understand why we are scared of one telling their experience. If one says that he is lying, then he is prepared to be addressed. But this here is called YouTube. And what we do is we take advantage of having our own journalism. That means that uncut, unrehearsed, we can discuss whatever we want to. Now, you as the listener, you don't have to be here. There's other alternatives. Number two, if you are my friend and a follower of Minister Louis Farrakhan, and after this, you not my friend no more, I'm glad. Because you wasn't my friend to begin with.
That's right.
I'm excited that you're not my friend because I put my friend Eric Muhammad on. When do we get to the point where we can't have a discussion that cuts deep but has the potential to heal? See, we have become babies of all races. We become infantile. We infants. We can't even have a discussion because it cuts so deep that we don't think that that cut can heal. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Eric Muhammad on the platform whenever he asks. I will have the Minister Louis Farrakhan on the platform if he ever asks. And I will have anybody else within our diaspora when they ask. This is our journalism. This is not Fox News where I'm going to cut, chop, and screw just to appease you so you can be my friend. Listen, again, if you ain't my friend after this, I'm excited because you wasn't my friend to begin with. With that being said, Brother Eric Muhammad, let me tell y'all something about Brother Eric Muhammad. I've watched the brother, and I'm going to be quite honest. Brother Eric Muhammad reminds me of myself to a degree. Anybody that has been watching Moorish World TV know that I always said, and I will always say, that the Prophet movement is no longer on the ground. In other words, the successes that the prophet and the Moors had, the successes that the prophet economically had and the Moors had, all the successes educationally, socially, advancing in the religious or the spiritual thought, all of those successes cannot be seen today unless you go into a dark room and they fantasize that they're doing something within the Moorish community. So me have taken the charge and say, you know what? I don't see the Prophet's movement, and so we of the Moorish Science Temple of America, affectionately styled as the Noble Temple, we have removed ourselves, but still be connected to our brothers and sisters as we build the Prophet's movement, because we don't see it. And so I can relate to Minister Eric Muhammad. You follow what I'm saying? I can relate to him. If he, as a human being, say he don't see what his master teacher, what his savior has brought him, then he's obligated to stand on, as we say in the Moorish Science Temple of America, to stand on his square and to bring it to the people. He's duty bound. So I will not muffle anybody's expression here on Moorish World TV. Now, anybody that wants to come on here and have a dialogue with the minister, you're welcome to come. I'm pretty sure he will accept the dialogue. As we move forward, I still love you, family, whoever you are. But if you ain't my friend now, you know you wasn't my friend before, because Eric Muhammad will be on here again. Don't worry about it. But as we move forward, Brother Eric Muhammad, what happened with the dialogue with you and Saneter? I was watching you doing an interview on Saneter TV, and it was a very eloquent, beautiful interview. And then my brother Issa Mahdi tagged me in a link that you about to go in on all of them, and I caught a piece of it, and man, you was going in. You called them everything but the child of God. Man, you had blood all over the scimitar. Brother, what exactly happened? Can you explain what happened with that?
As soon as I stopped laughing.
Hey, brother, I was listening.
Yes,
I was listening on Sunday, and I said, "Oh my God!" Hey, bro, and you know what? Me and my son, we was riding because I didn't want to miss it. I had Sunday school. I mean, I was doing so much, but anyway, I was listening, and my son, he's like aggressive talk. He's real quiet, but he loves aggressive talk. And every time you would go hard and say, "Talk black to me," my son would perk up. So, brother, what actually happened? What's going on with that?
As I explained yesterday, what really aggravated me to no end whatsoever was I watched one of the latest shows that he broadcast. And on that show, he had Polight on, and Polight was saying some very, very disrespectful and untrue things about Islam in general and about the Nation of Islam in particular. And I just thought that was very, very, very much, as we say, out of pocket. Here it is. You have Polight on your show. You have the man on your show, it seems like every 10 minutes. And as usual, here he is with that garbage that he's talking against the religion of Islam and then bringing the Nation of Islam into it. And this is why I was really as we also say, feeling what you were saying when you said, look, this is journalism. When it comes to journalistic integrity, you get a balance of view. You don't have a bunch of anti-Nation of Islam tree-swinging monkeys on your show constantly talking against Islam, but you won't have a representative of the Nation of Islam, especially when it's the strongest voice for the Nation of Islam today. You won't have a voice that represents the Nation of Islam given equal time to deal with the damnable lies that your anti-Islam guests are constantly spewing. So I'm saying to myself, okay, here you go again with that foolishness. Secondly, if you're gonna have Polight on your show, how come ain't nobody talking about this debate? This debate that Polight himself said is gonna be the thriller in Atlanta. Well, bruh, if it's gonna be the thriller in Atlanta, how come you ain't talking about it? If it's gonna be such a thriller, what are you doing talking about anything but this thriller that you call a thriller in Atlanta? And if you, Saneter, are supposed to be putting this debate on, why haven't you said anything about this debate that you asked for? Yet you sit on your show and tell the damn lie that that's not what happened. It was Saneter that asked for this debate. All you polite people that say, I said I wouldn't debate and now I'm going to debate. It was Saneter who asked for this debate. He said, while I was on the show, it's there, go look at it. He said, are you familiar with Polight? I said, yes. He said, well, would you debate Polight? I said, I don't do debates. Because to me, debate is turning black liberation into a spectator sport. Black liberation is not a spectator sport. But unless you one of them hotep hustling niggas that deal with that platform, it's not a spectator sport. So I said, what I will do is when I hear him say something out the side of his neck that I don't like, I'm going to chew him up when I get to my mic on Sunday. So I left it at that. Okay, then Polight starts smelling himself and says that I am only willing to defend the messenger's teachings on my own platform where I have my own people in front of me cheering me on, but that I'm scared to face somebody that's going to be in front of me challenging me on what it is that I represent. So I got sick and tired of that scared stuff. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll debate Polight. But we're going to have to do it here in Atlanta. And that was my primary motive. It wasn't that I wanted to prove that I wasn't scared. I just want to rock the city of Atlanta. So I figured, okay, well, this is a good way to rock the city of Atlanta. We're going to bring this hotep hustling fraud to the city of Atlanta, and we're going to have this debate. Okay, well, the last time I heard from either one of them, we were on a three-way conversation. Last I heard from Saneter and Polight was this three-way telephone conversation on the 15th of July. Will you please explain to me how, since from the 15th of July, you telling me you're going to send me a contract and that you are looking for a place to have the debate in Atlanta, it's been over 30 days. How long does it take to find a place? And if you haven't found a place, you would think that after 30 days, or within 30 days, actually, you would let me know something about the progress. But see, you think that because when you have your shows, you have so many people listening, you think you have become so successful in your platform. What you expected was Minister Eric to call you and ask you, what's up? Minister Eric don't call nobody. Everybody calls Minister Eric. Minister Eric knows who he is.
What?
I don't call you. You called me. So if you don't call me, I'm not going to call you and sweat you, asking you what's going on.
Well, Brother Minister.
You let me know what's going on. Yes, sir.
Brother Minister, let me put you up on something. What they was doing was they was using a theme right now over there, because I watch social media, I pay attention to it. What they're doing right now is they're beating up on the Bible and the Hebrews right now. That's the theme that they're working on. Right before that, they were beating up on, or trying to per se, on the Nation of Islam. You know, they're going to try to swing around to the Moors, but I'm going to knock on their door. Anyway, so they was trying to come at the Nation of Islam, and they do this stuff for publicity, for hype, to get the videos going up so they can get 1,000 people viewing at one time. But brother, they had no intentions of debating you in Atlanta. Brother Polight is barred from Atlanta. He's robbed people in Atlanta. If he goes to Atlanta, he might not make it out of Atlanta. So that was a no-go anyway. You know what I mean? Only places that Polight can maybe go to is California and New York. The reason why New York is because the people in New York, they maybe have gotten beat for 100 here, 100 there, and they're going to let it ride because they're not that petty. However, in Atlanta, he's gotten people for thousands. In Baltimore, he gotten people for thousands. And you know, people in California with millions of dollars, they are not going to jeopardize their freedom nor their wealth by trying to run up on a petty swindler. And so they had no intentions. Trust me, brother, they had no intentions of coming to Atlanta. This was all for hype. And what they're using it for right now, a YouTube check is better than what they could do on the ground. Because I'm telling you, they probably could not fill an auditorium right now as they could 5 years ago. It's not the same as it was 5 years ago or 3 years ago. You know, with the Hebrews, they can fill a YouTube chat room, but they can never fill an arena or a sitting hall in Atlanta right now. Their credibility is gone. It's gone. So now, Saneter TV and Polight, they have just became entertainment. They're blaxploitation. They're just, I'm going to say, they conscious blaxploitation right now. So, brother, that was never going to happen. That was a game plan just to keep the hype going for the channel, and that's how they work it, brother. So, you won't get you will not get the ability to hurl the truth at any one of them and knock their brains out. It is what it is.
Wow.
Bro,
wow.
Bro, this is fact. You know, I do YouTube. I know the inside of the games these people play. You see what I'm saying? Like, Saneter would hardly ever leave out of New York. He just started leaving out of New York at the Black, what was it? It was the Black Conscious Awards. And then when he didn't get none there, you know, he said, I'm going to do my own awards. That became a flop. You follow me? And so he came to D.C., shook as ever. Man, listen, that whole squad is shook, brother. Whole squad shook. So, brother, you will not ever get to hurl the truth and knock the brains out that falsehood. You follow me?
Yes, sir. My mouth is hanging wide open, brother. If what you're saying is true, wow, okay.
So let me respond to this, brother, real quick, and then we'll move on. Brother Tyler X, if that's you and if that's who I know, you say, won't you pull up the video when brother Philip visit Eric? You're trying to play both sides of the fence. What is your MO? This seems like a circus. Brother, this is an Eric Muhammad video. This is an Eric Muhammad interview. I am not here to challenge Minister Eric Muhammad. Do you know what an interview is? Why should I pull up Brother Philip as he visit Eric? That's not what it. That's I'm not challenging Eric Muhammad. Just like when Wesley Muhammad was on the show, I was not challenging Wesley Muhammad. When I interviewed Nuri Muhammad, I was not challenging Nuri Muhammad. I'm only interviewing. Why? Why is it if I interview Wesley Muhammad, that's good, but if I interview Eric Muhammad, that's not good? These are those same hatreds that this European have embedded in us, that we want to silence one another because we disagree. This is insane. Come on, we have to grow up as a people. We have to grow up as a people. It ain't that serious. It's not that serious. Come on, man. With that being said, brother, the next thing I want to move forward in is anything do you want to add before I go to the next step, brother? Anything you want to add to the conversation?
Yes, let me address the brother that said, why don't you pull up the Philip Muhammad video? Pull it up for what? What in your infinite retardation do you think pulling up that video was going to show? Let me tell you what happened, Mr. Pull Up the damn Philip Muhammad video. Philip Muhammad came to see me, and I was putting on my suit. But when I found that it was Philip Muhammad at the door instead of the person that I thought it was, I went back in the back, and instead of putting on my suit, I put on my fatigues and my boots, and I put on some gloves to protect my hands, and then I came out. And when I came out, I didn't come out with no punk stuff, nigga. When I came out and I said, what's up? Ain't a G nowhere in the damn street that don't know what that means. I didn't say assalamu alaikum. I didn't say how you doing. I came out with my gloved up, booted up, fatigue down, nothing but a t-shirt on, ready to rumble, and when I came out, I locked myself out the temple and looked at him and said, what's up? With no smile on my face at all. What the hell else did you expect me to do? Punch him? Philip was the one that looked at me, and when I said, what's up? He said, peace, my brother. Now, what was I supposed to say to Philip when he greeted me in peace and called me brother? F you, nigga, blah, 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 blah. Let's fight. What was I supposed to do? You sound like a freaking retard. I dealt with Philip the way Islam demands that I deal with Philip. The man approached me and said, peace. So I did what I was supposed to do. When Philip first asked me, the first question out of his mouth that I can remember, other than do I know who he is, was, you got a problem with Farrakhan? I didn't give no evasive answer. When he said, you got a problem with Farrakhan? I said, yes, sir. He said, what's your problem with Farrakhan? I said, his problem, he got a problem with Elijah. Philip didn't put his finger in my face and say, you better watch your mouth. He said, okay, he's got a problem with Elijah. And then he went on to some other things. So I don't know why you idiots, other than the fact that you're retards, I don't know why you think that this Philip video somehow shows Minister Eric Pumpkin. You obviously ain't watched the video. That's all I got to say on that matter. Get the Philip Muhammad visit to Eric Muhammad video hell out my face.
So
that's what I got to say to that.
So Minister Eric, when did you decide to part ways and begin to move towards creating a mosque? I noticed that again, I'm showing a picture right now where you have somebody in overalls putting the letters on the temple, Muhammad's temple number 15. I've done the same thing. So when did you decide, you know what, enough is enough? I'm going to move on the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I'm going to move like this. And this is a two-part question. When did you decide to do it, and when how are you moving right now? You know, do you demonstrate the entire structure, or are you building on the structure?
When I decided to resume a ministry in the Nation of Islam, or for the Nation of Islam, that was in the year 2000. I met a brother online by the name of Minister Kevin Ali. And, pardon me, Minister Kevin was working together with ministers who were made ministers by the messenger himself, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. One of those ministers was Minister John Muhammad in Chicago. Another of those ministers was Minister David Bacha, who at that time was in Alabama. I started working with them through Minister Kevin, and it was at that point when I realized that there were actually followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching, who were pushing the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's program, and that there was a number of them. Here's the importance of there being a number of them. For over 3 years, when I decided to leave Minister Farrakhan's group, now that's the second part of your question. What made me leave Minister Farrakhan's group was the fact that Brother Polight called me up one night, and he read to me from the interview that Farrakhan did in New Yorker magazine, having been interviewed by Professor Henry Louis Gates. And when Farrakhan said he was half Jew, and that he wanted to do justice to his Jewish side, and that some Jew who was a violinist, a great violinist, had died, and when he heard that this Jew had died, he pulled over to the side of the road and cried. I said to myself, I can't defend this. I lived in a city, it was Red Bank, New Jersey. I lived in a city that was wall-to-wall 5%. And them brothers was hardcore. And I wasn't going to go out there and try to defend what Minister Farrakhan said to these hardcore young brothers. No, sir. I wasn't going to try to defend that to the December 12th movement that I had come to know through Brother Khaled. I wasn't going to try to defend that to any black militant group, any black power group, any black conscious group, because it was weak as hell. You don't say no stupidness like that. You pulled over and cried because some cracker died. That's ridiculous. And nobody could get away with saying something like that but Farrakhan, but for his popularity and his pride. So I said, I'm out. So I left Minister Farrakhan alone. I had already been kicked out because of my refusal to not secure Khaled and to not invite Khaled. I broke that order. I invited him. I went to his lectures and I secured him. I put thousands of dollars in his pocket. So, but I was still representing Minister Farrakhan because I still thought somehow, some way, that he was going to make the situation right. But when Khaled called me up that night and said that he did this, insofar as that interview is concerned, I said, no, I can't represent him no more. So for 3, almost 4 years, I was just inactive. I followed the teaching. I stepped up my game, but I didn't work with anybody. I didn't deal with anybody. I just studied, fasted, prayed, and just was a Muslim. But what made me decide one more time to actually get back up and start working on behalf of what I believed in is when I met Minister Kevin, Minister John, Minister David, Minister Yusuf, and other ministers around the country, Minister Al Luther King in Philadelphia, various other, I hope I'm not leaving any, but Minister Kamal, Minister Benjamin, Minister Ali in Richmond, Ali Shaheed. When I began to meet other ministers around the country, that's what made me feel comfortable about getting back up, because if I was to stand up and establish a temple and I wasn't together with other believers, what does that make me? That makes me, instead of just a minister of the Nation of Islam, it makes me a leader of a Nation of Islam. And I didn't want to be one of the names, like the names that you mentioned. I didn't want to be the latest name in the names of Nation of Islam leaders. I didn't want to be that. So when I found out that there was a group of ministers already doing it, okay, fine. I stood up, because at that point I can be just one of the ministers that's doing it instead of being looked at as the leader of a movement.
Indeed. Brother, what can you add to this question? Why does it seem like Saneter always name dropping Dr. Khalid Muhammad, but it doesn't appear that he stands for anything that Dr. Khalid stands for? Any words to that? Look.
Because Saneter understands the personality whore concept. He understands it. You don't name drop. You know, we got this saying, clout chasing. You know, you gonna name drop. You clout chasing. You gonna throw Khalid's name, and even go so far as to say that Khalid was gravitating away from the Nation of Islam and he was making a transition into comedic science. A damn lie. See, everybody who has some other black ideology or philosophy, I call them dumpster divers. You always dumpster diving in on the Nation of Islam. You go to the Nation of Islam and you got your legs sticking out the damn dumpster in the back. You all in the dumpster looking for Malcolm X, looking for Khalid Abdul Muhammad, looking for anybody that you think has some type of name recognition that you believe the Nation of Islam has discarded. So you garbage picking. You going in the dumpster because you feel, I'm not calling Khalid garbage, definitely calling Malcolm garbage though, but you thought Khalid was in the same situation as Malcolm. You see Khalid fulfilling the history of Malcolm. So you consider Khalid to be the same garbage as Malcolm. You say, as Malcolm went against the messenger, Khalid went against Farrakhan. No. As Farrakhan went against Wallace, so also Khalid went against Farrakhan. What Khalid did where Farrakhan is concerned is what Farrakhan did where Wallace is concerned. But personality worship keeps us from seeing things clearly. So long story short, you got these people that want to name drop Malcolm and name drop Khalid because your ideology and your philosophy has never ever produced a Malcolm, has never ever produced a Khalid, because quite frankly, that crap you pushing is lame as hell. So it ain't never going to produce nobody like a Malcolm or a Khalid. That's why he does it.
Whew. Brother, this been a very man, it's been a heavy interview, brother, and I wish I would have gotten this interview sooner. And I think we need to come back and do a number 2 on a different topic. But I really think we definitely need to come back and do another topic. But now, let me ask you, brother, since you have moved as quote unquote the real Nation of Islam, what do you feel has changed in the community as it relates to, because it's like an uphill battle. I'm in a battle like that myself. What do you feel that has changed? Do you feel that the mindset is changing towards the what you would consider to be the authentic teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, or is it still a struggle?
I would say yes and no. The mindset is changing, but it's not changing enough, because people's eyes are being opened, but their hearts need strengthening. People are seeing that Minister Farrakhan has deviated quite far from the message of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but they're not willing to take a stand because they number one, fear the consequence of having taken such a stand. They don't want to be unpopular. They don't want to be confrontational. They don't want to take that stand that is necessary to be taken, because they fear the persecution of the wicked. And so, yes, the mentality is changing, but the character of the people is not changing fast enough to keep up with the mentality.
Right.
Does that make sense to you, brother?
Absolutely. It makes a whole lot of sense. Brother. So, in Muhammad Mosque number 15, do y'all still have a Savior's Day and the all the things that customarily that is practiced by that was practiced by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Absolutely.
You gotta invite us out, brother.
Our last Savior's Day in 2019, this very year, was in Chicago. Our next Savior's Day for the year 2020 that's coming up will also be in Chicago. And quite much to my pleasure, there was representation of the Moorish Science Temple there in Chicago. The place had some days there, brother. And they were part of it. You can go on our channel and you can see. We even gave some awards out. Hopefully those that were there, will be there again this year. And I want to extend an invitation to any who are members of the Moorish Science Temple to attend our Savior's Day coming up in Chicago. We follow the strict teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We push his program and only his program, and everything he did, we do. I would add to that we have a successful newspaper publication. It's called the Salam newspaper. And it's named Salam newspaper after a Nation of Islam publication under Messenger Elijah Muhammad that was called Salam magazine. We don't call it Muhammad Speaks because there are too many groups out here, too many cliques out here, too many people out here doing what we just can't agree with, and they are publishing newspapers and calling those newspapers Muhammad Speaks. I don't want to be confused with them.
Right.
So that's why I don't use the name Muhammad Speaks, because when you see Salam newspaper, that's Minister Eric. When you buy myself thousands of those newspapers right here in Atlanta, and if it wasn't for the fact that so many people around the country have this big yellow streak running up and down their back, it would be sold in many other cities around the country. But like I said, you have more people who are willing to acknowledge that Farrakhan has turned hypocrite on the most honorable Elijah Muhammad than the number of people whose strength of character would allow them to actually get suited, get booted, and Elijah Muhammad recruited and beat that block with that truth.
Hey, brother. Now we.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to go at least 30 more minutes because I want to touch that one more time. I want to find out specifically because somebody said that you didn't really answer the question. I want to find out specifically.
It was somebody that has listening comprehension issues.
So, can you give us a bullet point of a bullet by bullet point, maybe a couple things, so we can clear the air as it relates to exactly what's the difference for the audience?
Person supply you, if they don't want to deal with me, supply you with their email address. And what I will do is I will send them a PDF file of our newspaper, because every one of our newspapers carries as one of its articles that bullet point that you are asking. And I'll send that person one free of charge, and they can read it. But Muhammad, flesh was not God, but that what came in Master Farrakhan said, every God has been meat, which is flesh, bones, and blood. And so Master Farrakhan Muhammad's flesh was indeed God, because the bones of Master Farrakhan Muhammad was the blood of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, and so he's in direct contradiction of what the messenger said. Farrakhan said we would be fools to worship human beings. Human beings. Now, let's go on. Farrakhan says that we should now fast in the month of Ramadan with the Orthodox Islamic world. And he says that we should do so in accordance with the Quran was revealed during what we call the 9th month in the Quaker calendar, September. But in the Blacker calendar, the Muslim calendar, we call it Ramadan. And so Muhammad said in How to Eat to Live, Book 2, in his article entitled Fasting, we are not fasting. And he was talking about December. We are not fasting to honor any great revelation that came down to us in Jesus. And so he was saying we're not fasting in honor of any great revelation that came down to any other person. So that's another bullet point. So we got a different God. We have a different messenger. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said he is the messenger of Allah. Farrakhan said that most honorable Elijah Muhammad was the messenger of Allah. 1 second. Thank you, brother. Walaikum salam. He said that the messenger was the messenger of Allah. So Farrakhan, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said a Muslim does not love the devil regardless to how long he studies. Farrakhan says of a devil Christian Catholic priest that Catholic priest is his friend and that he loves him. Well, this is a Catholic priest that don't even study. It ain't like he a Mason or Shriner, and even if he was, a Muslim does not love the devil regardless to how long he studies. Here's a cracker Father Flavor who hasn't even studied. And is an outright devil teaching the devil religion of Christianity to the righteous black people of God. And you talking about he's your friend and you love him. Stop playing.
But brother, can't the devil be reformed?
It teaches us that the only way to make white people good people is to graft them back into the black that they were grafted out of. And once you graft him physically back into what physically he was grafted out of, then the spirit that physical will produce, wickedness, is produced by what he has been grafted in. No, sir. The white man cannot be reformed.
Hey, oh my goodness. So let me hurry up and get through this. Somebody asked, why do ask Brother Eric, why do they think Brother Polight have a problem with him?
I don't think that Polight thinks I have a problem with him in the truest sense of the term. But if Polight thinks I have a problem with him, he probably thinks that I have a problem with him because he doesn't believe in Islam. I don't give a damn whether Polight believes in Islam or not. That's between Polight and Master Farrakhan Muhammad. What I do give a damn about is putting the name of my leader, teacher, and lying on the messenger. Problem with that.
And another person asked, why would you say that, refer to like Malcolm being trash or thrown in?
Malcolm was. I don't give a damn if you in love with Malcolm. Love Malcolm all the hell you want. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said Malcolm died a wicked hypocrite. You either with Elijah or you not. If you ain't with Elijah, so be it. Goodbye. No problem. But don't be asking us who are with Elijah to think like you because you're a pathetic personality. Malcolm was with Elijah Muhammad. I don't think that there was a better representative of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I do not think Minister Farrakhan ever represented the messenger as well as Malcolm represented the messenger. Malcolm was so sharp. He was so crisp. I mean, he was just deadly with it. So, yeah, the Malcolm who was with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that's my man.
Okay.
Old Testament Malcolm, we call him. Yeah, that's my man. But New Testament Malcolm, if he was on fire and I had just drank a case of beer and I had to go to the bathroom, I'll walk right past him and go and relieve myself somewhere else.
Bro, you got some good analogies. So brother, we coming up on 10:56, and I want to ask you a question. I recently was doing a presentation on the show showing the relationship between early developments of the Nation of Islam and the Moorish Science Temple of America. And you know your name came up, right?
No, I don't know that.
Oh, man, they said, man, I was showing that in early Chicago, that in early Detroit, there was a lot of interactions. I also can show and prove that more has been hidden than what's been told about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad relationship with the Moorish Science Temple of America, and your name came up. I'm telling you, brother, you are. They might love to hate you, but when anything said about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, whether good, bad, or questionable, your name has come up. So, brother, are you familiar with any early history of the Nation of Islam in Detroit or in Chicago as it relates to the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Absolutely not. And I would welcome being made familiar with it. But what I am familiar with is the honor that was given in terms of mention of Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey. The Savior, Master Farrakhan Muhammad, spoke well of both Noble Drew Ali as well as Marcus Garvey, and so did the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And there is a particular lecture that I would like to supply you with that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave in the city of Newark, where I am from, in New Jersey. I'm from Newark. And the messenger came to Newark in 1958, and he spoke. And there were many followers of Noble Drew Ali in the audience. There were Garveyites in the audience, and he addressed them. And he stated what the Nation of Islam's position was with respect to the legacy of Marcus Garvey and Noble Drew Ali. So I'd like to supply you with that. We have respect for those two men. As far as the details of the early history, no, sir, I'm not familiar with that at all, but I welcome being familiarized.
Absolutely, brother. We're going to do a lot of building together. Hopefully we can bridge the gap because I think even though in my circles, you know, I disagree with a lot of the approaches of the Moorish Science Temple of America with a lot of the groups of the Moorish Science Temple of America, but I still admire, let me turn my camera back on, I still admire the efforts. You know, is there any way that you can get past the disagreements of leadership and endorse the efforts that people are making? Like, let me give you an example. I truly believe that I'm doing a presentation called The Hijacking of the Nation. What happened to the Moorish Science Temple of America? And in this lecture that I'm doing in Philadelphia, this is a drop actually, but it goes to what we're talking about. In this lecture that I'm doing on the 24th in Philadelphia, which is Saturday, I'm actually showing that it was intentionally hijacked. Things was intentionally shift around. Things was intentionally changed. Names change. Story change. Like even to the birth name of Prophet Noble Drew Ali has been changed. So we don't know what it looked like, you know. However, there is a lot of people within the Moorish Science Temple of America, regardless of what faction that they're a part of, they got good intentions. They're trying to do the right thing. And some are just not privy to some of the misinformation that has been infiltrated into their hearts and minds. And so I honor their efforts and the work that they do, and I do my best to try to work with any and everybody who wants to move forward. Do you think you will ever reach that point where you get to the crossroad where you say, well, man, you know, these little brothers here or these little sisters here, they don't understand what's happening. But I support what they're doing in the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farrakhan Muhammad. Would you ever get to that point?
There is nobody who is doing good on behalf of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, whose efforts I would not support. So I don't have to get there. I'm already there. But where the issue would come is whether what they are doing is indeed good on behalf of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You don't just get up and do what you want to do in the name of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You do what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said do in the name of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you do it like he said to do it. I mean, there are some things that there's no way I'm going to back in the messenger's name. Point blank, plain and simple. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us in Message to the Black Man that the hypocrite is the most hated. The most hated person is the hypocrite. I'm not working with nobody following no hypocrite. Period. I don't give a damn if you help the old lady walk across the street. So what? I'm supposed to unite with you because you helped the old lady walk across the street?
But the babies.
If you really... Go ahead.
What about the babies? The beautiful Asiatic babies. That was that was my Dr. Khaled rendition. What about the beautiful blue eyes? What about the beautiful Asiatic babies that just doing the best what they have to work with? What about them?
They're not doing their best with what they have to work with. What they have to work with is the truth that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad left with us. Why not work with that? I mean, the messenger said, you don't have to condemn a dirty glass. Put a clean glass up next to it and let the people choose which glass they want to drink from. Now, I use that saying, not that there is a direct parallel here, but there is a principle here, which is this. If you have a dirty glass in front of you, the teachings of Louis Farrakhan and the new practices, and you have a clean glass in front of you, the teaching and program undiluted and not tampered with in any form of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. If you have separation, independence, and Africanism, you have that to drink from, and you choose to drink from Christianity, integration, and civil rights. You choose to drink from a watered-down, mixed-up, diluted, and tampered with teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad under his former national representative. Any dirty glass of water that you choose to drink from, while there is a much cleaner glass that is also available to you to drink from, no, I can't support that. But you ain't doing the best you can with what you have to work with. Because in addition to that dirty glass of water that you are working with, you have a clean glass of water that you could work with. So I'm not giving you no credit for doing the best you can with a dirty glass of water, with a clean glass of water sitting right there and you won't touch it. No, you get no credit for that with me.
Not even the babies that don't know that that's a dirty glass? Not even them?
The babies that don't know that that's a dirty glass.
And I'm just using your words, you know, I don't know.
Will become the babies that don't know that that's a dirty glass. Brother, that's the responsibility of the parents. Those babies will be destroyed by the dirt in that glass, and the blood of those babies.
Oh, what happened? Brother went out. Hold up. My brother went out. Y'all can hear me? My brother went out. His phone might have died. Oh no, he been talking for a minute. Oh no, but his phone might have died. What happened? Let me see. Maybe he's gonna hit me back. Ah, man. Let me see if I can get it back on so we can wrap up. We gotta wrap up. Oh man, y'all like this? Press one, man. Y'all like this, man? This is an interview, man. I think this was a pretty decent interview. You know what I mean? It's not about what I want or what I think is right or what I think is wrong. It's called an interview. Sometimes we just going to do interviews. You follow what I'm saying? Sometimes we're just going to do interviews. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not all about what Tahanka Bay want to talk about. Sometimes it's topics of the day that we need to talk about. I mean, sometimes come on, man. I can't be all keep doing the mushy shows and y'all get on me about that. Oh man, don't nobody want to hear that Quran. Don't want to hear that Quran. I mean, this is our brother, man. I want to get his phone dropped. I think he may have I don't know what happened. But anyway, you know, I want to get to different interviews, you know. I want to get to interviews. I want to get, what's the guy named Umar Johnson? You know what I mean? I would like to have a Umar Johnson interview. You know what I'm saying? So I can ask him the hard questions. I would like to have our brother Farrakhan come on here so I can ask him the question. I will ask him straight up, brother, do you think that Dianetics is the answer for our people? That's what I would do. It wouldn't be a strike or an attack on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It wouldn't be that. It would be an interview. You feel what I'm saying? It would be an interview. We need to stop being so emotional. We are the most emotional people on the face of the earth. We really are. We really are. We seem to be the most emotional people on the face of the earth. We can't ever talk about anything without somebody crying, somebody want to fight, somebody want to talk about I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Only time I'm gonna do this and do that. You know what I mean? Only thing I'm gonna say I'm gonna do this and I do that when you get disrespectful and start talking about put your hand on me. You know what I mean? As long as you ain't putting your hand on me, then you might be all right. But you can say whatever you want. You know what I mean? I challenge anybody with more signs. You know what I mean? We so sensitive, man. Let me ask him, did his phone die? Yeah. Hold up. Let me see. Yeah. We like way too sensitive for grown men and women. Like, you know what I mean? We like way too sensitive for grown men and women. Like, you know what I mean? You my friend when I bring our brother, if I bring Nuri Muhammad on, you know, but if I bring Eric Muhammad on, you ain't my friend no more. You know what I mean? Moorish Americans. If I talk about Rasadiel, oh, we good to go. You know what I mean? But then when I talk about what's the brother name? The Colonel Kirkman Bey, you know, and I start to question some historical truths, then you don't like me no more. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I question the inaccuracy of Rasadiel, but then I question the inaccuracies of 1929 to 1934, and it's relative to the inception of your leadership, and now you mad at me. Now you mad at me. Like, come on, man. We got to grow up, man. Especially if see, with me, I'm going to show proof. You know what I mean? Anything that I say, I'm going to show proof of what I'm saying. Family, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have the stomach to do it, then I'm going to tell you what. You might want to find a new channel to watch, because coming this Thursday, family, I just told you. Now, I'm going to show you. Coming, yeah, Rizza been on the show. I bring Rizza back. Yeah, Rizza been on here, and I let Rizza talk. Rizza been on the show. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And I'll bring Brother Rizza back. You know what I mean? I actually like Brother Rizza. I've met Brother Rizza in person. This is not personal. This is not something I'm doing to throw no shade. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm trying to see what happened to our brother. Let me see. I think his phone might have died, though. His phone might have died. Let me see. Oh, let me see. Hold up. Let me see if I can try and get him up on here. Give me 1 second. See if I can get him up on here. See if I can get him up on here. That's all right. I'm gonna try to get him back. Hold up. Let's stand by. Let's see if we can get him back on here. What is it? What is it called? What I'm using? Oh, voice. We're using voice. Hold on. See if we can get him back on here real quick. See if we can get him back on here. Stand by, family. Stand back. Stand on. Stand back. Stand by. I got you, brother. We ain't gonna let him do this to you.
I'm back.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Hey, brother.
I tried to call back in and Google wouldn't let me back.
Yeah, that's all right, brother. I had to switch it to another account. We got.
Okay, yes, sir.
You mean, hey, because you said he can't be reformed, so he was trying to do something to try to block this message. I always thought he could be reformed, so I thought he would let us use this demonstration again. But obviously, you right and I'm wrong. But yeah, brother, in closing, brother, take the floor and finish what you were saying. I lost of what you were saying because everything just dropped instantaneously. So, brother, what were you saying? Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
I know
was
you.
saying
Matter of
that-
fact, I don't. That was a dumb question, brother. I watched your interview. I heard your dietary eating habits are on point. The way that you eat, I think what you say every other day or something like that, brother. You official. But I forget the details. But I know your mind is right. So that was a silly question. Do you remember? But go ahead, brother. Carry on. What you were saying?
I was saying that if the parent of a baby does not feed that baby, it will starve and die. If the parent poisons the baby, gives the baby food that is poison, the baby will die. And I was saying any parent who in any way does not raise or care for their baby in a responsible manner may indeed bring about such harm to the baby that it will bring death to the baby, but then what happens to the baby will be required at the hands of the parent. Just because the baby is innocent and helpless and a beautiful child doesn't mean that the baby is not going to die from the poison. Just because the baby is innocent and helpless and good, is not going to stop the baby from being malnourished if the baby is not fed. So no matter the innocence of the baby, the bottom line is the care is on the parents. And so if the parent does not properly care for the baby still dies. The harm is still done. But this is why you charge the parent with cruelty to children and punish the parent for what has been done to the baby. So the Muslim who is sincere, keep in mind, I used to be one of these people that was following Farrakhan. I used to be one. I didn't know no better. But when I learned better, I did better. And so I lost 13 years of my life fooling around with Farrakhan. And had it not been for the good followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that I came in contact with, I might be over there sitting in a damn chair holding hands with somebody in a chair sitting across from me being Dianetic audited. My mind might be being turned into the banana pudding that their minds are being turned into. I might be running around calling L. Ron Hubbard a scientist and calling Dianetics a tool and a technology that helps us. So no, that's what I was saying. The harm is still done, but then you require it at the hands of those who are their teachers and trainers. You require it at their hands. It's their fault.
So you don't subscribe to Dianetics in no way, shape, or form? You don't think that's a viable solution for our people?
It's not even an unviable solution. It's no type of solution whatsoever. It is a money scam. I mean, look, when you look at Polight and then look at L. Ron Hubbard, L. Ron Hubbard is nothing but Polight on steroids. That's all L. Ron Hubbard is. All Polight is a baby wannabe L. Ron Hubbard. That's all he is. Polight has scammed black people out of thousands. L. Ron Hubbard has scammed white people out of millions. Millions. Untold millions. And when you look at the Church of Scientology and you look at New Covenant, whatever the hell that was Polight had, when you look at what Polight has had and what L. Ron Hubbard has, you're looking at the exact same thing. It's just that L. Ron Hubbard was infinitely more successful at scamming than Polight.
Yeah, and let me interject on that that new covenant. That was definitely a scam. That wasn't no group. That wasn't no nothing. I remember one time Polight came to Baltimore, and he had like 2 people with him, and it was some young brothers that was standing on the stage with him while he was I guess demonstrating or doing his PowerPoint, and I actually pulled one of the brothers to the side. I said, "Oh, you're a part of New Covenant." He said, "Nah, I just met Polight last night in Jersey." So he gave me the impression that he met Polight in Jersey. Polight rides around with these New Covenant Tams or whatever they are and T-shirts, and anybody who in love with his personality wants to stand on the stage with him will stand on the stage with him. This is why you never see any New Covenant affiliates outside of a presentation. And towards the end of him doing a presentation, you didn't see none at all. You know what I mean? Because New Covenant never exists. Those people that you seen in Ohio on that picture with Brother Polight, quite naturally, he picked them up along the way, and they was enthusiastic to stand with him on that hill and talk crazy. Polight, brother, and that's what I got to bring to the table. That is a big scam over there. I agree 100% with you. From Saneter, and this is what I wanted to say about you, Brother Eric Muhammad. What do you in the community, brother? I've gone through your page as I was trying to get some pictures of you in the community. What have you contribute in the community in Atlanta that and where are you? So if people want to help you, they can join and help you.
We are at 633 Gill Avenue, Southwest. That's Atlanta, Georgia, and the zip code is 30310. We are in the street every single day. And I also include Sunday because Sunday is the day that we take the time to actually invest in teaching the people. And so every other day, besides Sunday, we're in the street and we are giving the people in the form of a publication the same thing that we give them on Sunday in the form of a lecture. And so this is our primary outreach to our people. We teach them on Sunday, and then we go out in the street and we bring the temple to them Monday through Saturday.
Indeed. Hey, brother Eric Muhammad, we got to make an agreement today. If you are challenged by anybody and they don't have a track record of doing something for somebody, as you said you are in the streets, brother, you got to keep it moving. Brother Polight have not done anything for anybody. Saneter has not given one backpack, one morsel of bread, nothing to anybody. They're not even worthy to stand next to you for a debate to increase their stock on the blaxploitation conscious community. You understand? You follow me, big bro? They have not given nobody a morsel of bread. They have not given nobody anything to read. If you couldn't pay for it, you could not get it. But Brother Polight came to, I used to like Brother Polight. He came to Baltimore. I thought he was a great orator. And when he came to Baltimore, he seen me with a few brothers that was known to be of the Bloods at his lecture. Now, I'm a Moor, and a few of my friends, Bloods, are with me this day. Or we're together, whatever, we meet up there, whatever the case may be. So the first thing Polight said to me is, who are them? You got to link me with them. Polight is so deranged that he thought, and he actually tried to pull it off, that he linked with those who are street guys, that he can get a little bit of credibility in Baltimore. And what he did was, brother minister, I introduced, because this is before I knew who Polight was, I introduced him to a friend of mine, and the next day, my brothers, the blood brothers, are going to feed the homeless. And I couldn't make it because I had to teach. It was on Sunday. His lecture was on Saturday. It was on Sunday. I have to teach Sunday Goddess of the Nation class in the temple. So I couldn't make it to support the endeavor. So Brother Polight had overheard me saying, well, brother, I can't make it tomorrow because I got to teach class. Brother Polight jumped right in and say, I'll go. But now check this out. This is how scandalous this brother is. He meets the brothers there. These are bona fide street brothers, intelligent though, and they address everything from the street to City Hall. Very political. Political P. One of my brothers. Anyway, do you know his wife was there with the camera as they feeding the homeless people? He didn't buy a plate, he didn't buy a spoon, he didn't buy a morsel. When he went back to New York or California, he splattered it all over Facebook, all over Instagram, all over whatever, YouTube, as if he came to Baltimore to feed the homeless. That's what got him a no-fly zone to Baltimore, and some kind of way he got in somebody's ear and robbed them for $3,000. And me and a friend of mine, one of them same brothers, had to get the $3,000 back. And the only reason I believe now that Polight came back, gave it back, because he thought he would be able to come back to Baltimore, but he thought twice about that. He haven't been back since. So, bro, there is no way in the world that they can stand next to you in the work that you do, for they have done nothing to prove themselves to be even worthy. They only robbed and pillaged. They haven't given anybody a morsel, nor have they sheltered anybody or if they clothed anybody. So, brother, I say we gonna make a pact today. If they haven't clothed, sheltered, or fed anybody, brother, they not worthy to stand next to you in no debate. And that's just my position. You follow me, brother?
Yeah, I follow you.
And that's my position with me dealing with them also. So, brother, can you tell us again where you at again before we get out of here?
We are at 633 Gill Avenue Southwest. That's D-I-L-L, like dill pickle. Gill Avenue Southwest in Atlanta, and the zip code is 30310. We're there every Sunday, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m., teaching the message of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and we're in the street at various locations around the city, pushing the Salam newspaper, which carries the word as well as the program of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad on the back page. It carries the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's guidance spiritually in the centerfold, and there's an article that carries the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's guidance in how to take care of your physical body. It's called How to Eat to Live. So we got boots on the ground in the city every day, trying to reach our people with the truth that will literally save their lives.
Indeed. Indeed. Brother, how far are you from the West End?
1 mile, exactly.
We got a temple over there in the West End. I got to come see you when I come on in town soon.
Oh, absolutely. We are literally 1 mile away from the West End Mall. If you take the 95, the 95 from the West End train station, when it gets to the 1 mile point, you're going to be at the corner of Dill Avenue and Metropolitan, and you ain't but a few feet away from the temple at that point.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I send one of them ministers over there to press your hand for me and see how we can get together and work together and change this world. You understand what I'm saying, brother? We got to do something.
Absolutely.
But anything else you'd like to say in closing? It's 11:28 at the hour, and we're gonna shut down in 2 minutes. Anything else, my brother?
Only thing I would want to say is to thank you for having me on, and that I look forward to working with my Moorish brothers and sisters.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Islam. Peace and love. That was our brother, the minister, Eric Muhammad. And let me say one more time, family. Listen. Let me say one more time, family. I do not apologize for having my brother on my program. Matter of fact, this is Moorish world. We have so many different elements of our world. To Eric Muhammad, I'm an Asiatic black man. To Agabe, Eric Muhammad is a Moor. But to the universal principle, we brothers. And this is Moorish World TV, and I will not deny any of my brothers or my sisters a platform to speak their piece. Not going to do that. You might don't like it. On that day, you turn the show off. I want to make sure that we are being heard. Just like I created, by the will of Allah, this platform so we will not be smothered by Black News 102. So we will not be smothered by Saneter TV. So we will not be smothered by Canaanland Moors. This platform here is a liberating platform. It's just what it is. It's pro-Moorish. Of course, it's Moorish World TV. However, it's pro-freedom of speech as long as in the line of respect. And we need to get over that sensitive stuff. We like way too old for that. We don't like what somebody say about our leader. We get all perturbed. We let our feminine side come out when someone said something about a leader that we hold dear. Yet, is the brother lying? Did the brother slander? Or is that the brother's experience? If that's the brother's experience, he have a voice. He have a voice. It is what it is. And I'm going to tell you, family, y'all may as well get used to it. Because on this platform, we're going to talk about the stuff that's going to make you cringe sometime. All right? Sometime. Because I'm going to tell you, come in this, I might do it tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Y'all, let me see. I'm going to take a poll real quick. Let me take a poll real quick. Let me take a poll. Give me a second. Let me take a poll. Family, I'm ready to take a poll. I need to show a picture. Hold up. Coming tomorrow, leading up to my lecture, The Hijack of a Nation. I might go into the historical account right here. That part. Anybody want to talk about that part? Huh? Y'all want to talk about that part tomorrow? Or y'all want to talk about it on Thursday? Y'all want to talk about it tomorrow? Or y'all want to talk about it on Thursday? Brother say, what was liberating coming out of this particular show? What is liberating is that you get to express yourself without having someone try to muffle what your opinion or what your experience is. That's liberating. That's liberating. Imagine if you had your opinion and your perspective smothered and covered. Huh? That part? Y'all want to get into that part? Anybody, everybody hit the thumbs up? Anybody pay for the live stream, hijack and infiltrated? Y'all want that part? Y'all sure y'all want that part? Family, I'm coming with all facts. As we move towards the hijacking of the nation, you can get your live stream tickets at Cash App Noble Temples, but you have to leave your email. If you don't leave your email, then you're going to have to email me at tahankabay@gmail.com. I need your email so I can send you the link. It's going to be a private link. And once it's down, it's down. So, those who have already bought their tickets, we are going to do a test stream on Wednesday. I'm going to test stream. If you're able to be there, you'll be there. If you're not able to be there, that's fine. But I'm gonna test all the circuits. But family, as we talk about the hijacking of the nation, what happened to the Mormon Science Temple of America, it's only right to tell the whole story. Yet, what I'm going to do on Saturday is only a scratch of the surface. I'm only scratching the surface. You follow what I'm saying? And as I scratch the surface, leading up, you follow me? Leading up to Saturday, it's going to get more shocking and more shocking. Honor to Global Media. Basim, what's up, brother? That's right. Basim, you see I'm working. Honor to Basim on there from Global Media. He actually enlightened me last year about this streaming platform that I've been forced to use because of YouTube. So honor to Basim for that. You know, I'm working it. I'm getting better too. Check this out, Basim. I even learned how to do this, Basim. Look, I can do wheelies. Look at that. Watch that. I can do wheelies. Watch what I tell you. I'm gonna do some wheelies right now. You don't think I can do wheelies? Watch I do some wheelies. Look at that. I even know how to use the chalkboard. I know how to do the chalkboard. Anybody gonna do the live stream? You got to pay $25, and we're gonna give you all the documents. You follow me? We're gonna give you all the documents. Look, let me show you what we're gonna be talking about. So family, one thing we're gonna be talking about is this right here. You might can't see it because it's a little bit small, but I'm gonna circle it for you. Timothy Drew or Thomas Drew. That's number one. We're going to be talking about the Moorish regalia. Who changed it? Is it changed? I mean, we also going to be talking about Pearl Drew-Raleigh and Murray Drew-Raleigh. We also going to be talking about, briefly, we're going to be talking about the European who played a role in the hijacking of the Mormon Science Temple of America. And also, we're definitely going to talk briefly about 1934. Only briefly. That's right, Basim. I can do wheelies. That's right. Look, no hands. I'm going to change the color on you. Look, no hands. That's right. You see that? Look, no hands. No hands, Basim. That's right, that part. So, family, I think I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. But if you don't have your tickets to the hijacking of the nation, tomorrow I might go hard. It might go hard tomorrow. Let me do what somebody in the chat say. Let me go and check with the wife. Let me go and check with her. You know what I mean? She been mad at me. I've been acting up. Yeah, I act up too. You know what I mean? I act up too. Everybody. Y'all don't act up a little bit. But y'all don't act up a little bit. Huh? Let me see something. Hold up. Let me see. I want to look at y'all because y'all playing. Let me see. Do y'all act up a little bit? You know what I mean? I get frustrated a little bit. I act up a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm asking y'all, do y'all act up a little bit? Y'all ain't gonna keep on playing like I'm the only one to act up around here. I mean, I keep on doing these shows, all these classes. Then I gotta work right up and down the road, get my back all broke, lifting up windows and doors. You know what I mean? I gotta do all that. Then I gotta get up on here and allow my brother Eric Muhammad to demonstrate his portion. And then my brother Tyler X gonna get mad at me. And you know what I mean? And then after I get off, she might be mad because it's 11:39 on the East Coast. The baby trying to sleep. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, serving and collecting. You're absolutely right. On the day of the event, that's my man, serving and collecting. And I was supposed to call you back. I think that's you. That's you, ain't it? Serving and collecting. Ain't that you, brother? I suppose. Did you try to call me last week? Is that you? Is that you in there? You know what I mean? So look, I'm starting to like this platform too. I can stay on this all night. No, I'm playing. I really be in trouble. I do that. Y'all know I really get in trouble. I do that. I stay on this. If I stay here all night, it's gonna be a problem. You already know. Hey, brother, serving and collecting. Call me tomorrow, brother. I've been busy, man. I'm backed up on everything, man. I'm backed up on so much stuff it don't make sense. You know what I mean? Now don't call me now. I gotta go. I've been on this platform for 2.5, 3 hours. I gotta go talk to the wife real quick before I get in trouble. I get in trouble. Anyway, family, peace and love. Hopefully y'all will support the endeavor of the hijacking of the nation. You follow me? Hope you will. Support the hijacking of the nation. Are you going to support the hijacking of the nation? Yeah. Y'all got to support the hijacking of the nation. You know what I mean? That's right. I'm about to load. Y'all going to be laughing at me in a minute. Because I'm about to, what I just did on the show tonight, I'm just about to load it up on my Facebook. That's right. Let me look for the funny look. Yeah. Let me do it again. All right. I'm going to, let me punch in that 5 o'clock. Alibaba Haru. Brother, you got to come on the show next. Alibaba Haru, when you coming on the show? What's going on? Huh? I'm waiting on you. When you coming on the show, brother? Let me, before I X out. All right, he got me. We're going to get him on the show soon. With that being said, family, peace and love. I salute you, and we're going to do this again real soon. Peace.